Before you start any business, let me show you exactly what nobody talks about. Not these YouTube gurus, not these TikTok guys that you see that are just promoting so they can sell their course. No, myself, I have made plenty of money online. I have generated millions for my clients. This is my beautiful office here in Dubai. In the daytime, it is absolutely packed with clients, and you've never seen a YouTube video from me. Why? Because I actually am living proof that you don't need to be some fake guru influencer to start making money online. And then the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to prepare yourself for when you start a business. Because I'll be honest with you, it is not all peaches and roses. It does not all start this way. You literally will go through so much heartache, so much headache, and lose. I lost about $50,000 to $100,000 just learning these mistakes. And I've got my iPad here so I can actually stay on track and not go off on tangents. So I can show you exactly the things you need to avoid. And the first and most important thing that you need to avoid is that you need to understand that it is not going to get easier. Do not start a business if you are looking for something easier. The easiest thing you can do is go work a job. You rock up on time, you leave when you get told to leave, you have your lunch when you get told to have your lunch, and that's it. So if you're looking for ease, this is not the place for you. When I started my first business, and by the way, I've had so many different businesses. I worked in pharmacy, I was selling shoes, I was cutting people's lawns, I was doing videography, I was doing agency work, and now I'm doing consulting. It has always been hard. And I always think back to this one piece of advice I got from someone that they told me, why don't you start? And I said to myself, well, you know, if I just have a little bit more money, or if I just have a little bit more time, or if I just, you know, think to myself, maybe when this happens, I'll do it. Okay, and my excuse at the time was, oh, right now, I'm just not in a position to do it because I'm still living with my parents. The one piece of advice that he told me was, how old are you? At the time I was 17. I told him, yeah, I'm 17 years old. He said, and since you've been about 13, 14, has your life got easier or harder? I told him, no, my life's got harder. He said, exactly. Every single year in your life, the more you grow up, the harder it becomes. It does not get easier. It will never get easier. If you're 17 right now, or you're 18 right now watching this video, even if you're 25, you still have different issues. 25-year-old, his issues are, maybe I need a girlfriend, maybe I need to get my own place, I need to get out of my parents' house, maybe I need more money. At 17, you will start to grow and have to follow different life patterns. You might need to go study, which is going to cost money. You might need to go and start paying your parents' rent, which is going to cost money. You want to go out with your friends, it's going to cost money. And by the way, this is the only scoreboard. Money is the only scoreboard. And I don't say this to say that money is king or money is power. No, if you do make yourself successful, things just become a lot easier. I'll be honest with you. Like, life will progressively get easier if you have the right systems in place to make money. Business is hard. Every single day, someone is going to try and shut you down. Someone's going to try and piss on your parade. Someone's going to try and ruin your business, steal your customers, leave a bad review, all of these headaches, right? So, back to my point. This is exactly why I have my iPad, because if I don't have my iPad, I'm going to start talking for ages, okay? Now, the first thing you need to understand is that it's always going to be hard. Business as a whole is a mental warfare, okay? And I use the word warfare because it's not something where you're just going to learn a skill and you're going to instantly become rich. There are so many challenges that you need to face and be prepared for when you're about to face these challenges. Otherwise, you will lose, okay? One of the biggest problems you're going to face is at the time you are starting your business, you will not know what to start. I suggest you follow my channel so that you can understand and see what's working and how I'm making money right now in this day and age. You will not know where to start. You'll have all of this noise. And the most common problem, I was actually on the phone to my friend today. The most common problem people have is they don't start. They will sit there and they'll draw out all these blueprints, do all this ChatGPT work, all of these business plans, mission, statement, vision, build the website, all this stuff, but then they don't start. They don't start because you've tired yourself out and you've just wasted time doing all of these, what I like to call busy idiot tasks, and just waste your time completely. Action will always create clarity. The more you do something, the more you learn, the more you talk to people, action will create the clarity that you need to know, okay, if my clients are asking this, or my friends are asking this, or people are saying this about my product or service, you will then fix it. But if you just plan and plan and plan, nothing will ever happen. Okay, so that's the number one thing you need to understand. It's always going to be tough, it's always going to be hard, but you need to start with some real action. And 90% of entrepreneurs, they don't fail because the execution was off. They fail because their mentality. They're not ready for this warfare. Alongside having to deal with this emotional warfare, you have the next level, which was probably the toughest point for me, if I'm being honest, when I was starting to be too, I don't want to say the word too good, but I was too good for hanging out with my friends because they were just stuck in that 9 to 5 mentality. But I wasn't good enough to be with the guys that are making the money that I'm making right now, right? All these millionaires and stuff like this. It's very hard to get in the room with them. So the best way to deal with this warfare, I found, was to read books on psychology and just adapt to the loneliness. Have your safe haven, have your peace, have your routine. For example, me, if I don't get up in the morning and I don't go for a walk or a run, and then I come back and then I go to the gym, I can't deal with the warfare, because even now, I have a select group of friends, maybe 5, 6 people, but it does get lonely. My family's in Australia. I miss my mum. I miss my sisters and brothers. And, it does get lonely sometimes. Like, you can have all the money in the world, but at the end of the day, you still have emotion, right? And that's what people don't see. They don't prepare themselves for this and have a very good mental framework. Now, the most important thing when you're trying to evaluate yourself is you need to be brutally honest with yourself. I was speaking to someone and they told me, you know what? If I could earn $50,000 a month, I would love to open my own charity. I would love to open my own orphanage. Why would God trust you with $50,000 if you're promising to do good for the world? You're promising to open up an orphanage or feed some kids or go help a family that's starving. Why would God help you if you're not doing what you can with what you have right now? And by the way, this for me is a very, very sensitive topic, because I always used to say to myself, if I had this much money, I would do this. If I had that much money, I would do that. Now, I'm very blessed. I work with 2 charities. We have orphanages overseas, and it's an amazing feeling. But to get in these positions, I remember when I had literally no money to my name and I was still giving charity. And that is the best magnet for you to be able to actually gain wealth, is to spend wealth on the people around you, the people you love, people who need it the most. And it brings me to my next point, which is super, super important, is framing where you want to be and being able to manifest it as you're there. Because life is hard. Business is hard. There will always be challenges, okay? You will be lonely. So if you don't find the way to get into the room with these people that you want to be with, and you don't manifest that you're already spending like you're making millions, then you will never, ever, ever, ever get into that room. You need to spend as if you have money, but when I say spend as if you have money, I don't mean go buy Louis bags. I don't mean go buy a Rolex. I don't mean go buy, Loro pianos. No, I mean spend on the people around you and have the characters of someone who's already made it, because that will boost your confidence. That will help you be the person you want to be, and that will help you manifest the future, which, in all honesty, attracts what you are, okay? So it's very important. Now, this brings me to a very interesting point, and I know this sounds very cliche. I know it sounds cliche. I don't want to be that guy that just drops quotes that everyone says, but genuinely, the people you decide to have around you, the people you choose to spend the most time with, is exactly who you'll become. It's like the old saying goes, you hang around with 4 doctors, you become the 5th. You hang around with 3 criminals, you become the 4th. You hang around with 2 millionaires, you become the 3rd. It's true. You need to put yourself in a position where you meet these people, where you're in the rooms, and you evaluate the time that you're spending, because everyone talks about this. This is who you should hang out with, and you shouldn't hang out with these people. But why? Why should you not hang out with them? Is it because they will bring you to something that's not good? Maybe you also become a criminal? Genuinely, I know if I hang out with 5 criminals, I would not become the 6th, because I do not have that moral inside of me to do such a thing. The reason is actually deeper than this. The energy that you project and the energy of the people around you will genuinely affect the way you look, the way you feel, even the way you smell, and the way you act in your behaviors will change by the people around you. So if you show me your 5 closest friends, I'll tell you exactly what your future looks like. My brother, for example, my younger brother, he is here living with me. And he was hanging out with people that yes, they were doing a lot, they were working very hard, but they were just busy making, I don't want to call them busy idiots because now they're actually doing okay, they've got some guidance, they've got some really good mentors, but at the time, they were just wasting time, doing very stupid things, staying out late, wasting their money on food, doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. My friend, choose your hard. Choose your hard. Do you want your life to be hard because you're playing games too much? Or do you want your life to be hard because you're building a business? Choose your hard. So I took him out of that position. I brought him here to Dubai. And now I can see he's flourishing. He's becoming such a good guy, such a good businessman. And he's locking in deals. He's bringing clients. One of the clients he brought me today is going to bring a very big paycheck for us. Very big paycheck for us. From what? Just from being around people who actually value him, who present themselves nice, he was able to do this. So, amidst all this, I have a principle, which if you click the link in the bio, okay, you'll be able to download this free toolkit. I have a principle which I like to follow, and it's from a book that I read called Ikigai. It's very, very good. And this actually helps you find your spiritual journey in business. And trust me, the deeper you look into your spiritual journey in business, you will find the answers, you will find the success that you're looking for. Now, this is a little framework I like to do with everyone. And I like all my good workers or anyone that I see potential in, I find their Ikigai. Now, what does that mean? Ikigai is what you love, okay, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and I like to always add in there, what is your strength, which is not part of the book, but I've added this in there. Now, what you're good at and what your strength is two different things. You might be good at videography, but your strength could be communication. And a lot of self-reflection will help you find whether you're good at something or you're strong at something. For example, I'm good at running, but my strength is lifting weights. I can lift a lot of weight, okay? So there is differentiation between the two. Really go through and study your Ikigai. Why? Because at the end of the day, if your only goal in business is to make money, you will fail. Like that. Genuinely. If your only goal is to make money, you will fail so hard that you'll either get humiliated or you have a really good rise and then you get humiliated. This is the reality. So before you jump into anything, you need to make sure that you know exactly what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, and what your strength is, okay? In this, there is a little sweet spot inside of there, and that is the place you want to build your business. Don't spend a million hours trying to find the next big business. Spend 10 hours finding out about yourself and what you love and what you want to do and what will be the driving force, because motivation dies every day. It is hard. People will try and shit on you every single day. When I was starting my business, I've got ripped off 3 times. I've had someone take $90,000 from me. I've had another person take $15,000 from me. I've had my own cousin put me in jail for an altercation which he stole from me. And then after this, we had an altercation and I went to jail for it. That is how much people will try and ruin you. And the only thing that's going to help you go forward is actually having a love and passion, not for what you do, but for what your ideal outcome is. So understand these things. Reflect on yourself. Spend more time focusing on yourself rather than the business, and I promise you the business will actually come to you. Like I said, to find your Ikigai, I will have the link in the description down below. Find your Ikigai, find your why, and everything becomes very, very clear, okay? Now, the last thing is, and this is one of the most closest things to me, I would say, is don't chase false goals, okay? Don't think that just because this person is lucky, or just because this person got this, or he met this person, or he met that person. This is all false goals, okay? Now I'll close my iPad for this because I don't need this. I always tell people this, don't chase false goals. Why? Because it's going to put you into a place where you're constantly blaming the world because this person's got that person got that. Why do you want a Rolex? Do you want a Rolex because you want a Rolex? Or do you want a Rolex because that's what people of your status want? Do you actually like Mercedes, or Do you just want a Mercedes because that's what people want? Do you actually like Lambos? I've driven every single supercar, literally every single supercar except for maybe 2 or 3. I can say my favorite car is BMW. Not many people say that. I love BMW. Not a fan of Mercedes. Every single time I speak with friends or associates and I tell them I hate Mercedes with a passion, they are so like, they were astonished. They don't understand why. But that's just my personal preference. And when I say don't have false goals, I really mean it, because if you're going to put yourself in a position where you genuinely are chasing something and you don't need to chase it, then you will find yourself in a deeper hole than anything else. Okay? Business is about you. You are the business. Do not look for the next big fad. There is so many different businesses, and if you go on my channel, you'll see I go through multiple different ways to make money, because I've literally done it all getting to the stage I'm at. But why did I become successful even though I've done all of these different things? I became successful because I did not take no for an answer. I never quit. And my reason for becoming successful is bigger than money. If it was about money, I've seen so much money in my life. I would have quit a long time ago. That's the reality. But my goal, my why, my reason is so much bigger than money. And money is just the byproduct. And I'm happy to detach myself with money. I'm happy to spend my money. I'm happy to help the people around me, because my why is so much more important than business. And I know as a young kid right now, you really, really want to grow. Or even maybe you could be older and you really want to grow. But you know what's the worst part about people trying to grow a business is that they do no self-reflection. I bet you right now, you're watching this video. Maybe you come from good home, bad home, whatever. Let's say you come from a good home and you earn a little bit of money, or your business is doing okay. The empty feeling that you have inside of you is not because you don't have a home. I'm sure you have a home. You have a phone, you have Wi-Fi, you have decent living conditions, and you know, maybe your family's good to you, even if they're bad for you, whatever. The biggest reason why you feel stuck and you feel this sense of emptiness every single day is because you know for a fact that you can be so much bigger than you are, but something is just holding you back. And you just can't you can't work out how I'm going to break through that next level and what I need to do to get to that stage and how I can become the next big thing. Something is holding you back, and it's the feeling of being average. It's the feeling of being average. Don't let suffering, don't let excuses, don't let hard work or long hours or all these videos that you see online be the thing that holds you back. Understand yourself, who you are, what is your purpose, and how you're going to break through that next level will come naturally. I promise you this. So again, down in the description, Ikigai is there. Find your self-reflection, find your why, find your how, find your what you're going to do. And again, if you ever need any help, you have any questions regarding business, I've done literally every business under the sun. Leave a comment under the video, and I'll be sure to either break it down for you or leave a nice comment back to you, or maybe even we can connect on Instagram, whatever it is. As always, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.